How's it going, Top Forest TV? My name is Jack and welcome to my preview for Nottingham Forest versus Leicester City, taking place on Friday night at the King Power Stadium. So, Leicester, their last game was on a Saturday, ours was on a Monday, so they've had a couple of more days to rest and recover going into this one. So that'll be interesting to see if that has any effect on the game. I thought it was a little bit weird seeing Forest playing on a Monday night and then seeing, us having another game on the Friday a couple of days, well, what would that be, 5 days later, 4 days later, compared to Leicester playing the standard 3 p.m. on a Saturday. I'll be really interested to see how things pan out with this one. Obviously, the neutrals, the media, and probably Leicester fans will wrap this up as a big derby game. We know that for us, our derby game is derby. I wonder if that will help Leicester in any way, whether that will bring a little bit of needle to the game for them. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it will be our first time playing against a Steve Cooper side since he did depart us at the end of 2023. I love Cooper. I love him for what he's done for the club. He came in and did what no other manager was able to do, and that was get my side promoted to the Premier League. No other manager was able to do it in my lifetime, should I say. We've been waiting 20 odd years for the moment, and he came in and was able to do it. Took us from one of, if not the worst start to a championship season ever, and brought us up into the championship playoffs, and then at Wembley won it against Huddersfield. You guys obviously don't need to be reminded of that. If you're a Forest fan, you'll never ever forget that season. But I think when the whistle blows on Friday night, we have to put all loyalties and allegiances to Steve Cooper behind us, and quite honestly, I hope he gets absolutely thrashed. Nothing against the bloke. I love him, and I really am thankful for everything he's done for us. But I think he took us as far as he could go, and Nuno has come in and he's taken us further than I thought even he might be able to do at this early stage. 8th place in the Premier League, unbeaten away from home. Only one loss in the league all season. That was at home to Fulham, a 1-0 loss courtesy of a penalty for the Cottagers. And I think on another day that even could have been a draw, a win, and we could be sat here unbeaten in the Premiership. So only team to concede more goals than us this season in the Premier League has been Liverpool. So you can't complain too much at that start to the season. And I think, questions were asked, would Cooper have managed that? Who knows? But we'll never know. We'll never know. He's moved on now. He's at Leicester. And like I say, as soon as that whistle blows on Friday night, we've got to put everything behind us, focus on our side, on our team and what we do. And hopefully we're able to get the 3 points in this one. So Leicester, I'll just double check. I had it up on my laptop. Leicester, 9 games. Is that 9 games? No, 9 points. 8 games played, 2 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 12 goals scored, 14 goals conceded. They find themselves in 14th in the Premier League. And to be honest with you, that's not bad for a newly promoted side. If Forest had got promoted under Cooper like we did, and we'd played 8 games and had 9 points, got it in the fashion that they've got it in, I wouldn't be too disappointed. Went away to the Emirates and came back to pull it back to 2-2 and couldn't quite hold on. Some really good goals from James Justin in that one. So they had some spirited performances against the Big Six. A good draw at home on match day 1 to Tottenham. They just came back from a 2-0 to 2-0 from 2-0 down to win 3-2 away at newly promoted. I was going to say rivals, but fellow newly promoted side, Southampton away. Jamie Vardy doing what Jamie Vardy does, winding up the Southampton fans. I think it was, let's see if I can remember off the top of my head who it was. I think it was Jordan Ayew who bagged the winner. So they'll be buoyed off that fact. They'll be feeling confident. They'll be feeling like they can go ahead and do something. They'll be feeling going into a huge game for them. They'll be thinking, oh look, we could use that momentum, ride on to the Forest game and really get something from it. So we've got to be careful of that. We really have to be careful of that. But I think our defence is just such a real asset that we have. I think if you're able to have a solid defence, if you're not one of the big boys, but you're able to have a solid defence and a team that's really hard to break down, that's going to win you so many points. It's okay having a good attack, but if you can't keep the goals out, you're going to struggle. it's hard to win every game 4-3, 3-2 because you're battering teams with the attack that you've got, but not able to keep hold of a clean sheet or to keep the score down back in your own end. You know, those games will turn into 3-2 losses, 4-3 losses. Whereas for Forest, we've got a solid back line. And okay, if we don't score, we could pick up a 0-0, we could pick up a clean sheet, you know, and that's what we can really build upon. So I think to have a back four, a solid, settled back four like we have, one that has been so prolific, if you will, this season, is huge for us. And I think that's something that under Cooper we probably lacked a little bit. Our back four has been changed quite a bit, whether that was due to poor form, due to injury, you know, it was being quite disrupted. So now we have that back four of Aina, Milinkovic, Murillo and Moreno with Matt Sells in behind. We're not chopping and changing the keeper either. We can be really positive going forward in terms of our defence. Like I mentioned before, Liverpool are the only side to concede less than us in the Premier League this season, and we actually managed to keep a clean sheet against them as well. So, yeah, I think you gotta look at that as a real positive. And when we go away to teams like Leicester, we want to be using that back four as a real, you know, an opportunity to almost, I guess, intimidate their attack. You know, they want to look at our back four, they want to look at our centre halves and go, crikey, they're going to be an absolute handful to deal with. They're going to be so hard to break down. Look at our fullbacks and their wingers want to be thinking, I'm not going to be getting the better of them very many times in this game. And we want to really be putting that fear in them. And I think that's what we're starting to do. Sells pulling out some wonderful saves as well. You know, it's going to be frustrating for the strikers. We know that their main man in Jamie Vardy is going to be bang up for this game. You know, it's a huge, it's a game that he's going to use his antics. He's going to try and get the fans going. He's going to try and really rile up our players and that sort of thing. So we're going to have to be aware of that. But you know, Nikola Milinkovic came out and said Anfield doesn't intimidate me because I've played in what was it? It was Red Star Belgrade against, was it like Partizan Belgrade or something? One of the most fierce derbies in the world. So, you know, he's not going to get intimidated by this occasion. So I feel confident that our defence will be able to do a solid job. To be honest with you, I think if they're fit, I'd probably go with a similar starting 11 to the one that saw a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. I think Elliot Anderson, for me, my goodness me, that guy was absolutely fantastic against Crystal Palace. There was a moment in the first half where he took it from like the middle of the pitch all the way into the box with just quick feet, quick movement, keeping hold of the ball. It was absolutely fantastic. You know, I'd love to see him back in the starting 11. I know Gibbs White is officially back from his absence in suspension, but whether he's back to full fitness, back from his injury that he picked up against Chelsea, I don't know. But I think, why not look at potentially playing him a little bit further forward and playing him in that number 10 and dropping Dominguez into the midfield too with Ryan Yates. He looked like he's happy to get forward and he's good on the ball. Let's see it. Let's see that happen. Let's see what he can produce from that sort of situation. But in terms of a starting 11, I'm going to go pretty much unchanged from the one that played against Crystal Palace. I'd be happy for another similar performance to the one that played against Crystal Palace. A 1-0 win would do me absolutely fine. Another clean sheet, keeping the defence watertight would be very, very pleasing for me to see. But you know what? Another part of me wants us to go and absolutely give them an absolute slapping and just let them know that the East Midlands is red. We are the commanding side in the East Midlands, and yeah, really, really give them that. Last time he did go to their ground, it was a 4-0 loss. That was peak. That was really, really not good. And hopefully we can offer them something a little bit like that from ourselves. I have a friend who's a Leicester fan, and I've actually spent like on Friday night. I'm not going to be able to sit down and fully watch the game, unfortunately, because I am busy on Friday nights. There's something that I volunteer at, and he will be there too. So we'll try and watch as much of it as we can together, and I'm hoping that I can just be there giving it large from minute 1 to minute 90, plus whatever added time is given on the game. It's going to be great, and I really, really am looking forward to it. Chris Wood going up against one of his former sides. That man is in absolute flying form, and I just want to apologise. I put him in my fantasy football, so he's probably going to have an absolute honker for about 4 weeks now. I hold my hands up. I do apologise, but no, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully he'll be absolutely fine. Continue to fire in those goals. Congratulations to him and his wife for the announcement of their baby. That's amazing, and another positive to add to his great form at Forest at the moment as well. So I'd love to see another goal to keep the celebrations flowing for him. I think we're in a really, really, really good place at the minute, Forest. I think a lot of us at the start of the season just wanted to not be in a relegation fight. Second season in the Premier League, we just wanted to not be in a relegation fight. And by the looks of things, we're not going to be. We're 8th place coming into November. I mean, that's fantastic. What date is the game tomorrow? I think the 28th, is it tomorrow? 26th tomorrow. No, 25th. Hang on. Let me start that again. If you didn't realise, I'm recording this the early hours of Friday morning. It's the 25th today. And hopefully, we're 8th place in the league. Hopefully we can keep that going, keep that rolling. Who knows where that may land us come the end of the season. Just quickly to touch on Leicester then. I've not seen tons of Leicester this season. I saw parts of their game against Spurs on the opening day, but other than that, I've not seen too much of them. I know they've got some players who can cause us maybe 1 or 2 problems in Steffi Mavadidi. I think there's a guy called Fatawa, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Another young winger who looks to be dangerous. Jamie Vardy, like I say, can be bang up for this one. They've got a good side, Leicester, but I think we're at a moment where we're just a level above the newly promoted sides. I say that it could come back to horror bite me, look, I think we should have enough to go ahead and win this one. I'm going to go 2-0 Forest. I feel confident in this one. I know we like to win 1-0, and we've won every game that we've won this season, I believe, in the league has been a 1-0. Let me just see if I can work that out. Palace one was a 1-0. Southampton and Liverpool were 1-0s. I don't think we've only won 3 games, so they've all been 1-0 wins. So I know we love a 1-0, but I fancy a 2-0. Hopefully we can go to King Power, shut up the Foxes, shut up their fans, and walk away with a lovely 3-0, 3 points and a clean sheet. Obviously, look, you can see it there. I've still got Cooper on my wall. So I do still love the bloke, but hopefully we're able to get one over him. Another 3 points on the board. See where that can take us. Playing on the Friday night, so a win as things stand. If we win this game, we're on 13 points. A win could see us go as high as 4th, depending on goal difference. Our goal difference is 2. Villa's is 5, so if we win by 3 or 4 goals, we could be in the top 4 heading into Saturday's fixtures. So yeah, could be amazing. Like I say, 2-0 for Forest. I really, really am feeling confident we can go ahead and get something from this game. A little bit of me is thinking it's a big game for Leicester. They might pull something out of the bag. I don't know, but I really, really hope we can get the 3 points, keep this really nice run of form going, and see us climb the table once again. I love it. I'm so happy with how things are going. So yeah, let us know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the game, what you think might happen, who you want to see start. Jota Silva, I'd love to see him come off the bench. I really love that bloke. It's just determination, his tenacity is incredible to see. But yeah, let us know what you think might happen in the game, all that good stuff.